What's up, North County? Tuned into the Backstage Pass with the Rebel Bear. Tonight, my guest is Miss Callie Twisselman. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's totally our pleasure and our honor to have you here. Were you born in Paso?
I was born just outside of Paso. Well, born in San Luis, but born and raised on my family's ranch just outside of Paso and Shandon.
Shandon,
California.
okay.
Yes.
Cool. And seventh generation?
Seventh generation. It's been in my family forever, it seems
Wow. Now, farmers and ranchers, all
like. Yes,
that?
we have a grain and cattle ranch, barley grain and black Angus cattle.
Wow. Very cool. And so you just grew up with all that surrounding you?
I did.
you
I
were a
feel
kid?
very blessed. I wouldn't want to grow up any other way.
Right. Now, I read that you did roping and all that.
I did. I was really involved in high school rodeo and junior rodeos and all that, and even outside of high school a little bit. I did some team roping and breakaway roping, a little barrel racing, but my favorite was always the roping. And then we still, to this day, I have brandings out on our ranch, and I'll get in there occasionally and rope some at the branding.
Really? Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Now, what age did you start that at?
I was probably, let's see, maybe, well, riding horses were probably like 5, but the roping thing, I was, I think, 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, when you were 5, were you on a big horse or like a smaller horse?
Oh, big horse, but it was very old, so it didn't move very fast.
Right,
So you
right.
didn't have to worry about being bucked off.
Did that seem scary to you at the time? Like,
I don't think so. I mean,
you probably
having
watched
my
everyone else do
parents
it.
right there.
Right,
yeah.
right.
My older siblings, so
How many older siblings do you have?
3.
Are you the youngest?
I'm the youngest.
Wow,
Yeah.
very exciting. So, and what do they think of all this for you?
I think they love it. I mean, they live through me. Everybody stayed out on the ranch and just never moved out of state. So I'm the only black sheep that kind of went
Nice.
away.
Well, here's for the black sheep. I am a black sheep
Yeah.
myself. So, are any of your other siblings? Are they musicians in any way?
Nope, nobody else except for my mom.
But
who
I was
a
going to say,
singer.
but your
Yeah.
mom was a musician.
She was.
Tell us a little about her.
Singer. She was a singer in a local country band. I think a couple bands at the time, and would play all over. Had her little groupies and everything, and just they traveled to Nashville a couple times to pursue music. Her and my dad, and then she decided she was having children and put away that dream, and now they get to watch me do it. So.
Very nice. I read somewhere where they said that she sounded like Patsy Cline.
Yes, I always thought she had that beautiful, traditional country sound like Patsy Cline. And
Right.
Barbara Mandrell was one of her idols.
Yeah. I kind of grew up listening to both of them through my parents. So yeah, that's cool. Now, your father, he's the cowboy.
He's the cowboy. Yeah.
Wow. Now,
OG.
now yeah. Does he doesn't really play or no?
No, I hear him sing every now and then. I feel like he can carry a tune.
Okay. So working on the ranch, you learned how to rope and ride, and how long before were you like 15 or so when you started breaking into music?
Yeah, well, I was about 10 years old when I thought, this is kind of what I really want to do, and started singing the national anthem everywhere.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then it was 15 when I started the songwriting. So I picked up my mom's old guitar and thought, I need to write my own songs because the national anthem is fun and everything, but you can only do
Right.
so much with that.
Right. And now I read somewhere where they said that you were at home I think it was when you were around 10. You were at home watching TV and Shania Twain came on,
Yes.
and you were enthused by what she was doing, and you were saying that that's what you wanted to do.
No, yes, she was a big influence of mine. My dad always listened to her, my mom, and I saw her music video come on, and it was Man, I Feel Like a Woman, and I was so amazed by just her outfits caught my eye, and then singing in general, and her sound and songs, everything combined together kind of inspired me, like, okay, I can be cute and sing music and wear those type of outfits. This is what I want to do.
That's
It
cool.
kinda
Well,
drew
here
me
you
in.
are, right?
Here I am.
Yeah. It's funny because that's when I got into music, and I actually bought that CD,
Oh,
and I thought it was amazing.
it was.
You know, it was
good.
one of the really good CDs that came out at that time. So what ages were you when you actually started to sing the national anthem?
Oh, well, I was 10, my very first
That was the very first time?
anthem, and then, yeah, kept going.
What was the coolest place that you sang the national anthem at?
Well, there's been a lot. I mean, the first time was the Mid-State Fair opening for Bonnie Raitt, and then
Yeah, did you get a chance to meet her?
no. Well, I don't.
Ah.
Well, I was 10. I can't really remember too much,
Yeah.
but I didn't really know who she was. I thought this is just so cool to get to sing here, and then Toby Keith before him, and then a bunch of other artists. But
Really?
it was neat. That I would say the Mid-State
What
Fair.
What year was the Toby Keith one? Do you remember?
I can't quite remember.
Was it like 2013 or something like that? Because I
don't
saw
recall.
him. I wonder if I saw you, because I saw him at the Mid-State Fair when he had a big truck up on stage and stuff.
Yeah, he's been there a couple times.
Yeah,
I can't
I've
remember
only
which
seen him
time
once.
it
I've only
was,
seen him
but-
once, but that's cool that you were able to do that. And
Yeah.
so you did what they call songwriters rounds.
Mhm.
What is that about?
Oh, they take like 3 or 4 songwriters, and y'all sit up on a stage, and each person goes through and sings a song about 3 times. We each get like 3 or 4 songs, and kind of just tell the stories behind the songs you write, and it's pretty neat.
Is it ever like intimidating or anything like that? Like when you're with,
I would say maybe a little bit, because you're like sitting there listening to everyone else, like, is mine as good as theirs? But
right.
it's inspiring too.
Now, when you do something like that, does that bring on, like, or has that brought on collaboration with other people that you've done that with?
It has a couple times. I mean, not a lot, but here and there I have co-written with some of the artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever collaborated with anyone here on the Central Coast, or is it usually just people
Central?
from Nashville?
On the Central Coast, I have actually Ken McMeans. He was, I think he's in Morro Bay, kind of doing the music thing, and we kind of co-wrote a song with, can't remember her name, Andrea Pearson. Yeah, but not a lot on the Central Coast.
Now, when you were in high school, you obviously were moving in music. In other words, you were doing stuff. What do your friends and your peers think about all that? Were they pretty stoked for you?
Yeah, I think they enjoyed it. They were pretty excited. I mean, I stopped doing a lot of the sports in high school because I was more focused on rodeo and then music, so kind of didn't have as close of friendships because of all that. But
Yeah, sometimes that could take it away.
because then
right?
you're like, oh, we were close because of the sports, and then I kind of went off in my own direction. But they still are friends to this day, and we'll, talk to each other on social media here and there.
Right. Now, what kind of sports did you do when you were in school?
I did basketball, volleyball, softball, and then rodeo. They made a sport just for me and my cousins and sister
Oh, that's
because
cool.
they didn't have it as a sport at our school. But
Now, what of those sports were, other than the rodeo, obviously the roping and all that? What was one of your favorites?
basketball.
Yeah.
I was a little point guard because I'm short. I can maneuver, really quickly throughout everybody. So I really enjoyed that.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm bummed that you didn't get a chance to meet Bonnie Raitt, even though you're
Oh.
only 10.
I know. I don't think I did.
You know, she's just such an icon. So, but who knows? You're probably going to be an icon yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
You know?
I don't know. Listening to your music, I have a lot of faith in that.
Well, thank you.
So tell me about starting your very first band.
Starting my very first band, it was pretty exciting. I had my first CD, which isn't out there anymore online, but we did a CD release party for it at Slow Brew in San Luis. I think it was the old Slow Brew. Now they have a new area. But after that, then I put them together, and we kind of traveled all over California, a lot of here on the Central Coast, but just wherever I could play, and got me a manager that I found on the internet.
Now, were those musicians? Those musicians were from here.
They were from here, yes.
And can you tell us who they all were? Kind of give them a shout out.
Yeah, I had Justin Van Eck, who is a family friend, and who else? Darren Wingate, and I went through guitarists, so I couldn't tell you, but lots of others. Those were the two, though, that were there pretty much. Oh, and AJ Brayman.
Oh yeah, I know AJ. Really
He was
great
my
guy.
main last guitarist that stuck it
Great
out with
guitar
me.
player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it Brahman? I always say it wrong. But
Yeah, he
AJ.
is a really great guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Really nice guy.
Yes.
You know, it's
he
one
really
of those
is.
guys that I've had a chance to play with his band, and really nice guy.
He is.
Yeah.
He's still one of my good friends.
Who was? Did you have any drummers that you had that you appreciated a lot or that you thought were good?
I just had the one really well, Brian Monzel as well.
Brian
He was-
Monzel. I'm in a band with Brian Monzel.
Oh yeah. See,
Yeah.
I forget. I like had a couple that we went through, and
Yeah.
now you're making my mind.
I think he mentioned that to me that you
Mhm.
guys that he had played for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great guy, great drummer.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite drummers in the area. So, tell me about how your parents encouraging you to do this, like to go to Nashville and all that. Like, so you started the band, you did your first album. Now, was that an album or was that an EP?
It was an EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, was that something that you shopped to, that you pushed towards Nashville, or did you just decide that album was good enough and that your parents were like, you should go to Nashville?
Yeah, I mean, I was working with a manager, and he kind of connected me with, but it was just me and my guitar, like with the downstroke strum, not very good playing. But I wanted to record these songs that I'd written at 15, and I was like, I want to record these. And then my dad's like, well, you got to write 10, and then we'll go. Like, making me work for it. And
Nice. Way to go.
didn't quite know if I was good
Way to go,
enough
Dad.
yet. But
Now, when you went to do that, was that at all like scary for you?
it
guess is
was.
what
I
I'll
mean,
say.
I was really excited because these were songs I wrote. But going in the studio for the first time was scary, and playing the guitar because I don't really do all that in the studio now. I have guitar players, but as a little girl who barely could play and doing my songs, it was pretty scary and intimidating.
What
but
studio did you use when you recorded that?
It was something blue. It was in San Luis Obispo. What was it? Blue. I just remember blue.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, there's been some good studios. Not all of them last. It's
yeah.
kind of a weird thing to do. Being,
Yeah.
You got to find artists that are willing to come in and pay you to record in your
Exactly.
studio. So, well, that is pretty cool that you recorded that young, and that you were, excited about it so much that your parents kind of push you towards. Now, when you got to Nashville, was that was everybody cool to you?
They were. I mean, you met some people that you kind of weren't sure if, my manager now would tell us there's lots of sharks in this town and you can't really trust everybody. But for the most part, we met a lot of good people, and they kind of connected us to the next person and then the next person. And then it's kind of like where we are now is because of those people. So
Did you meet some sharks though? Some people that kind of
yeah,
like
there were a few.
some Schneidleys,
They probably just want your money and stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be kind of a strange pool to swim in.
It is.
Where people see your talent and hear your talent, and will try to kind of just make their way, like almost like you said, like a shark.
Mhm.
And that's got to be kind of tough. And I'm sure that you had plenty of people to look out for you and be like, stay away from that and don't do that. And
Yeah, there was a good group that I could trust. So
that's good. And how long had you been working with those people?
I would say like 3 years or so at the time.
Yeah.
Working with the same people, but
What are some of the things that you think about when you're on your own and you're thinking about, do you ever like foresee, like I'm a perceived to achiever, I try to see what I want to do next.
yeah.
Do you do that often?
I do. I've like learned to think like positive, the more you think positive, the more positive things come in, and like the whole manifesting thing.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I've been reading into that a lot, and kind of I feel like it works sometimes when you believe.
And you're of faith.
And yes, faith is the most thing that I give it to God. Like He's the reason
Me
I'm
too.
here.
It's amazing how the first thing I admit every morning is that, that I'm a sinner. That I sin sometimes, I swear, and, I'm not always the
Yeah.
greatest, but boy, do I give it to the Lord. And I don't always say it, but when I read about you and then heard some of the songs, uh, like I Pray,
Mm.
that actually kind of brought a tear to my eye.
Oh.
Because
Well,
some of the lyrics, that first line, I'm kind of forgetting how it goes right now, but
I've done some things I wish I could take back.
boom,
Mm.
like just reached in and just grabbed my heart and made me like go, wow, that's somebody that wrote
Thank you.
something about how I feel. So thank you.
That's what I hope with my songwriting is that other people, can relate and kind of just try to be the most honest and truthful I can when I'm writing and not sugarcoat things because that's when they connect the most.
What I noticed was, and I'm imagining you do this as, intentionally, um, all the songs that you write, I see it. It's a story. Like I see it playing out in my head.
Oh,
Is
well,
that
thanks.
is that something
I
that
tried to paint a picture. I mean,
you're
I've
doing a really really good job?
learned in the songwriting world you have to paint a story so they can, see what you're talking about
Right. You only have a set amount
and
of
feel it.
time
3
to,
minutes
to
or less
convey,
to,
yeah, to convey that story,
yeah,
and that makes it tough.
it does.
Yeah.
And then try to get a hook in there to
Right.
keep it in their mind.
The hook
but-
is the thing,
Yes.
especially in Nashville.
Yep.
But
you-
I believe that you do it really well.
well, thanks.
You do like I've been listening to your songs for the last week or so, and all the songs. Like every time I listen to them, I go, man, I can just see that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. To me, that's important as a listener. Heck yeah, that's pretty cool. So, Aaron Pierce, is that who?
Aaron Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one who did my my debut Nashville EP.
Right.
And I met him through my manager, now manager, and he got me my first publishing deal with Vintern Songs as a songwriter and produced that EP, and that was when Cowboy was on, and that was my first real Nashville
Now,
production.
did he have anything to do with In My World?
No, In My World kind of went back to Tyler Kane, who I started working with when I was traveling back and forth. He was my producer off of my EP Party Lights that's not online very much, but I started working with him again on all this new music, and it's funny because I feel like it's come full circle. He goes, oh my gosh, it's been like, I don't know, 10 years we've known each other.
Now,
So.
how did you go? One of my biggest questions or thoughts is like, how do you go about? Is it word of mouth, or how do you go about meeting people like that?
No, that was word of mouth through Ken McMeans, who I knew here, and he kind of told me about him. I was looking for a new producer at the time and trying out different ones in Nashville, and so yeah, he was word of mouth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what, in 2024?
No, that one was, well, the very first one with him was 2015, and then I circled back to him in 24 or 23.
Wow. So how was that going back to him? And was it like fresh with like new ideas and?
Yeah, I feel like I grew a lot as an artist too. He even said, wow, like from then to now, like your voice even has gotten so much better, and then the songwriting and just him as his production as well, because he produced a lot of people since then. And so yeah, I feel like we're a good fit.
So speaking of your vocal and your guitar playing obviously self-taught?
Well, I did take some classes, and I had a guitar teacher, Adam Levine. It's not the Adam Levine off of The Voice, but
Right.
he's from here, the Central Coast,
Okay.
and taught me. And at first I tried to teach myself, but it didn't really work out. So went to him and learned enough to write and play, what I can. And
Right.
I'm no like lead guitarist, but I do my best.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, lead guitar isn't always easy.
No,
You
and
know.
singing at the same time.
And now, yeah, that's one thing that I there's some rhythms I can't do and sing at the same time. Do you find that tough sometimes?
I have, yeah, if they're like really fast downstroke, or I don't know, there is some that you like, I can't focus on
Now, when
both.
you're writing something like that, can you write like a rhythm and then you write your lyric down and then you go to try to sing it and it's kind of not, for me sometimes it my voice will change.
To the
Yeah.
rhythm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I kind of have to do both together. I mean, if I try to do, I have to make sure I can sing along with it, while I'm
Yeah.
writing it.
And is that sometimes tough for you, or do you find it easier as you go along?
It's easier as I go along. I mean, it depends. I've tried it all these different ways, but yeah.
Now your voice, it's very moving. Like you have. It's not like you're a super loud singer,
Mhm.
but there's dynamics in the softness. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think so.
Where your voice kind of moves. You're where some singers will sing really low, and other singers will, and that singer will still go from a low to a high, really strong, really crazy, that kind of dynamic.
Yeah.
But yours is like this soft, flowing dynamic where you're light at one moment and then you're up. Did you take any lessons or anything like that?
I have never taken any singing lessons, no, but I've been told to have like a low, light voice. But it sounds great what you're saying, so I'll take
No,
it.
no, but that's, I've taken numerous lessons all my life.
Okay.
That's my vocal is my main thing, and that's how I would describe it.
Yeah.
My way of describing your voice is kind of, flowing like a low flowing dynamic, with really pretty. You got a great vibrato and all that, which
well,
is awesome. Yeah, I think it's awesome. So, working with Dolly Parton, how did that come about?
Dolly Parton. Well, my manager is her manager. So I met him through a producer at the time when I wasn't living in Nashville yet, Kent Wells,
Right.
who I never did actually release the music we produced, but he knew I needed a manager and said, Danny Nozel's your guy. And ever since I've been working with him for, what has it been, 7 years, 8 years now. And so the connections help, but Dolly was doing a song at the time that they needed collaboration on with some other artists, and I was lucky enough to get in on that, and now I can always say I'm on a song with Dolly Parton. So very thankful for that, and we even did this really cool interview on YouTube called God, Family, and Show Business, along with that song, which people could check out. It's like 30 minutes long, but really neat to get to see her and talk to her about her life and faith and music. And
The song that I have on my phone of you and her, it's like your voices do really well together.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, you guys sound. I was listening to it on my headphones. I had my eyes closed, and the song came on, and I'm laying there, and I'm like, is it? And I knew that you had worked with Dolly Parton, but by the time I was listening to it, I wasn't thinking of that. And I had the song. I pretty much downloaded all your songs,
Oh, well,
and then just push play and let them all play. And then when that song came on, I was listening to it. I flipped over my phone. And I'm like, that's Dolly Parton. And I was like, oh, I was pretty stoked.
Well,
And it
cool.
sounded really,
Oh,
really
thank you.
good. So,
That was-
how was it collaborating with her?
Oh, it was pretty amazing. I mean, we didn't go into the studio at the same time, like we each did our own parts, but getting to do the interviews and stuff with her, she's so sweet, and just like you'd think, there's no hiding who she is. She's very supportive of artists, up-and-coming artists, and I get to open for her in September
Yes,
again. So
yeah, the 27th, right?
I think it is.
Yeah,
I
thought-
still am figuring out the date.
Yeah. So you wrote that song.
No, that song was written by Diane Warren, who's wrote a lot of hits like Whitney Houston songs. She's an amazing songwriter, but
Right.
it was originally collaboration with Cyndi Lauper and Dolly, and they
Oh,
had
okay.
it in the movie 80s for Brady. I think it was like a football movie. And then they wanted to do a country version. So got all these country artists together. And
So now, how does that work? Where you're over here, Dolly's over here. They have the song in the middle. And then does somebody come to you and go, "Hey, we have this song and we want you to sing"? How does all that work?
pretty much the songwriter, she reached out to my management and said, we'd love to have Callie on the song if that would work for you guys and for Dolly. And they already had the other two artists set up. And I guess just people, word of mouth on different artists and who they'd like to have on it. But
Right.
luckily, she was thinking of me, so.
Is that a lot how country music goes?
Pretty much. I feel like a lot of it is networking and who you know, because you could be the most talented person and still not get the breaks, like big breaks or whatever, like some people. But yeah, definitely who you know, I'd say. And it is
Right.
talent too, but yeah, word of mouth.
Now, when you did the recording, did she record her track first, or did you like
She
did
had
you
her
sing to
track
hers?
recorded first, and then we kind of all went off of her.
Right.
So.
And did that when you like I've done a little bit of recording, and I always wonder like what other people, after I record my track, I'm like, oh, when somebody else hears my track, I wonder what, like, did you wonder what she might think of your vocal, like after you recorded it? Like she might hear it and go, oh, I don't know about that, or
Maybe a little bit, not too
yeah.
much though. And the producer was pretty good that did that one, and he kind of.
Well, she
tied
had
it all
she
in.
ever heard your? Do you know if she had ever heard?
She heard Cowboy before because Danny played it for her. Goes,
So
"This is
right
my-"
there, I mean,
Yeah.
because that song to me says hit.
Oh, well,
Like
my
the sec-
dad always said that. He'd go,
Yeah,
"That's your
I
best
agree.
one."
I agree with you. I think that when that song comes on, like that's the first song on my track list,
Mhm.
and right when I hear it, I go, that song's a hit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I would imagine that if she heard that song, she'd be like, yeah, that I'd record with that person.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think she liked it. She said.
So now you got to was it open up for Jelly Roll?
I did his first Canadian show because he couldn't get over there to Canada because of his, we call it, felony.
Oh, no
But
way,
then they,
really?
Yeah, because Canada doesn't allow you in, but somehow they worked around it, got him in, and he got to perform. And I was lucky enough to be one of the openers because there was a few.
Right.
But no, that was a
Did you
big
get-
ordeal for him to go over there.
Did you get a chance to meet him?
I didn't get to meet him.
No.
He was running around. And
Now, do they when you're a more, I would say, fledgling act or a newer act, when you're working along those people that are a little more famous, do they keep you away from those people, or?
No, not so much. I mean, it just depends. Like backstage, you usually run into people, but I don't think they specifically keep you away from them. But
Yeah.
I didn't push. I'm not like a pushy person. I could have said, "Hey, I want to meet Jelly Roll. Get me in there," but
Right.
I wanted to leave him alone.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That's always respectful.
Yeah, I think that's the word. I try to be respectful because I know they probably get a lot of people wanting to have their attention. And
Oh yeah, I can imagine. It's probably and you probably do too, right?
here and there,
You know, I could imagine. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can definitely imagine that. So when you're out on the road, do you have a bus that you use, or a van, or how do you go about that?
No bus. That will hopefully be down the road. But
Right.
I do a lot of traveling by plane. We haven't had like a real long tour where I've had to be on a bus yet. But I did actually have one where it was one of my first tours, which is funny. We opened for a Cirque Musica, they called it, kind of like a circus thing. And I opened with my guitar, just me and my guitar, and I'd go down the road with my sister, and she had this horse trailer that like is living quarters. And so we
Oh,
were staying
nice.
in the living quarters as our bus. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
it was funny. Now
How old
looking
were
back,
you when you did that?
this was 2021, so
So not too
not
long
too
ago.
long ago, but it
That's
was
cool.
like 40 dates. It was my first real big long tour.
Now, for the listeners and people that don't know about any of this stuff, and you know, I've had a chance to do a little bit of stuff where they give you an itinerary, but tell us about, you know, itineraries and how all that works.
You just mean from
Like,
date
yeah,
to date?
so when somebody says, "Hey, we have these dates for you," do they give you a certain itinerary, like, you know, a email or something that says you're going to be here at this time? And
Yeah, pretty much. Like if you have all these set dates, you have like the time you have to be there to sound check and rehearse, and then try to plan to get to the next one. They usually make it pretty easy, but they'll send you emails with all that information. That's where the tour manager comes in, and they keep you kind of organized.
now, would you mind telling the listeners what a rider is?
What a rider is?
Yeah.
Oh, a rider. So like, yeah, they'll ask you, what do you want on your rider? And I'm pretty easy, but sometimes
Yeah.
they'll say,
What do you want, Callie? What do you want
I
on
like
your
some
rider?
red wine, you know, if they allow it, or
Right.
like some vegetable tray, or, you know, just easy stuff. I mean, maybe some beer. Oh, energy drinks. But some
Nice.
people really like get in there and
Oh,
want
yeah.
fancy things.
I've seen some crazy
Yeah.
riders. Yeah. Yeah. I got one rider, two riders in my life, and I ordered a fruit tray and water.
And water. Yeah, water is a big
Yeah,
one.
water.
You were easygoing too.
You know, I felt grateful to be there. So,
Yeah,
you know,
that's the way to be.
I think I'm grateful to be anywhere. So
Well, I love that.
I'm grateful to be here. So tell us about your EP, Growing in Grace.
Yes, my most recent one basically is the combination of singles I released this year, and then we added another one because it was Christmas time, Tilted Halo, and the story behind that just seemed like perfect timing for Christmas. But there are 5 tracks throughout this year that I wrote, all of them, and pretty much about my family, my faith, and relationships.
Right. There's that's your album cover there.
Oh, yes, my album.
That's the album cover, and you can check that out is that on streaming platforms?
It is on every streaming platform.
Every streaming platform, you guys, you can go check that out. It is awesome. Is that the one? Now, is that the one I'm listening to right now with Halo and
It's got, yeah,
Cowboy
King and Queen of Recklessness.
yeah, and you just played that a minute ago.
And I Pray.
Yeah, and I Pray. So
Yeah.
one of my definitely my favorites.
Yeah.
So on all streaming platforms
All streaming platforms, wherever you find music.
now, and you're getting ready to put out something else new too.
Yes, I have some singles we're going to release throughout this year, and we're talking about building it into an album, a whole album that'll be 2027, but you'll hear some of the songs.
And there was a
from
lot of that material already written.
Yes, I'm in the studio recording and working on that. Going back, I'm going to be there Friday working with Tyler Kane.
Now, who hires those musicians? Do you pick them out, or
The producer usually will find
Producer finds
who
them?
they want, and so I leave it to him and kind of tell him what I want it to sound like, but he'll find the musicians to play the instruments.
now do you have when you're working in that atmosphere and you're sitting there, you know, obviously you can say, hey, can you change that, or can you do that, or can you?
Yeah, he always wants my approval before he really commits to everything. He says, what do you think of this? You know,
Right.
do you like that sound? And he's very good about that. So I'm lucky, because some producers don't. They're like, this is how they like it. And
Really?
yeah,
So you kind of lose that lack of that ability to say?
pretty much. Like, yeah, they're very solid on what they want. They're like, you are working with us. But he's pretty much like a teamwork. You know, we're doing this together.
Now, is that tough for you? Because that's almost like a form of heavy-handed constructive criticism type thing. Do you know what I mean? Where you know, somebody's going, nah, I want it this way, and you're the writer and you're the performer and you're the one that has your name on it.
Yeah.
Is that tough for you sometimes?
At first, it really was. When I was just starting out recording, I'm like, well, I wrote these songs. What the heck? You know,
Right,
but
right.
I've learned, you know, to take some of it here and there, like, okay, that does make it better, and kind of lighten up on listening. But I also am very, I guess, I've learned to, like, voice my opinion too. Like,
Well, that's always good, and it's important because you get what you want out
Yeah.
of that.
In the end, that's
If you don't, you won't get what you want, right?
Exactly.
Like the listeners who are watching or listening, right now, they don't really know. And as a me as a musician, I was always tough. Like I didn't care for constructive criticism. But as about like you, as I got older, the more I did it, it is actually a good thing.
yeah.
But I was curious to know about that, like how that works and how you felt about all that.
I think it's how you choose to look at it. Like you can choose to think of it this way or that way, and I think it is good to have opinions and constructive criticism and take with it what works.
Have you met people in the studio that you just instantly clicked with, like musicians that you instantly clicked with?
Yeah, I mean, with Tyler, there's a lot of them, like, I keep using the same musicians because I do like what they do and how they produce it all together. And
Right.
so, but definitely him, I've had a lot of that where I've been involved in it.
And is he one of those guys? He plays instruments too.
He does. He's
So
a
he can
guitar
pick up-
player, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And you guys just bounce ideas and things off one another.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's very cool. Now, do you do it all? Do you do all that in the studio, like real time, or do you guys like go off and sit somewhere and just hash it out, and
Pretty much. Well, I'll send him the stuff I'm wanting to work on, and he goes over it ahead of time, and then I'll get there, and we'll kind of in the studio go over. Okay, what do you think about this sound, and where are you wanting this to go, and then kind of gather all that info, and it's like a period of a few days. We'll kind of get it to where we want it to be, and then yeah. So we kind of bounce off each other, I guess, in the studio.
How long does it usually take for something like that to actually, like, for me, some songs, it could take me a year to write a song, and then other songs, it takes me 5 minutes. Do you find that a lot?
Yeah, no, I mean, some are fast, but pretty much I come in with them ready, and you just got to put the instruments to them. So they're pretty quick in the studio. It's just when I'm writing them, yeah. Some could take, like, I'll have to come back to them and finish them months later. Like
Right.
I got halfway through and just didn't have the inspiration to finish. But
Is it like just a skeletal guitar part?
yeah, when I show him what I want to work on, it's basically me and my guitar.
Right. So nothing that you have in mind that's an overdub or that's an extra part. Like,
Not until recently with all this, AI stuff that I've kind of like, how does this work? Oh, that can kind of give me a beat in my head that
Do
I
you
wouldn't
u-
have thought of
do
before.
you use the II?
I mean, I've just dabbled. I don't really know what I'm doing, but
Right.
yeah, it kind of has like opened my mind up with melodies, but nowhere with the words. That's my thing. I gotta do
Right. The
words.
lyric is your
Yeah.
deal. Now, when you go in with your lyric, does he ever say, well, hey, how about this? Or does he ever give you a different idea or a different melody or different?
He helps me out with melodies, like maybe sing this, this way it might like come off a little bit more powerful, stuff like that. Doesn't really tweak my words a whole lot. I mean, maybe a couple here and there, but he doesn't ask for like writer's credit or anything. Just wants them to sound the
Right.
best.
So I was wondering if you would be interested in playing a tune for us.
I would love that.
Is there any specific tune that you would like to play?
I will do one off of my current EP, King and Queen of Recklessness.
Okay, cool. And then we'll have you play another one later on in the show, if you don't mind.
Of course.
I mean, you can play as many as you like if you like.
Oh, that's great.
The more people get to hear you, I think is awesome. But whatever you want to do.
All
So
right.
yeah.
Well, head over there
Yeah.
then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, you guys, you can check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify there. Check us out on all those platforms there at whatsupnorthcounty.com. We want to thank our sponsors, Wine Traveler Hideaway, 805 Customs Apparel, Borhone Auto, Paso Robles Trailer Barn, the Airflow Filter Services, Premier Ag, Escalar Wines, MGP Coatings, Kennedy Club Fitness, Templeton Heating and Air, and Story Termite Pest and Control there. All those places, we want to thank them so much for everything they do for us. They make this show and What's Up North County possible. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you.
All right, so I'm going to play a song that I wrote called King and Queen of Recklessness. And this one is off of my current EP, Growing in Grace. And it's just a song about, an on and off again relationship, kind of today's dating culture, which there isn't a whole lot of ups in it. But I chose to write a fun, lighthearted song. So this is called King and Queen of Recklessness. 6 months can roll by and you never cross my mind. Truth is, I don't think much about you. Maybe that's half true. Mama says it's time that I find somebody new who treats me right and holds a candle to you. But just when we're off, we're on again. You call me up and I pretend this ain't a game that I know I won't win. 'Cause right now I wanna feel something. Maybe it's the long, lonely nights. Maybe I'm just tired of the fight. Back and forth like we're just playing chess. King and queen of recklessness. It's like you got me under some sick little spell. I can't decide if I despise you or I wish you well. I can't control the way I feel. It's like you know I'll come undone. Why do you do it? Do you do it just for fun? Just when we're off, we're on again. You call me up and I pretend this ain't a game that I know I won't win. 'Cause right now I wanna feel something. Maybe it's the long, lonely nights. Maybe I'm just tired of the fight. Back and forth like we're just playing chess. King and queen of recklessness. Just when we're off, we're on again. You call me up and I pretend this ain't a game that I know I won't win. 'Cause right now I wanna feel something. Maybe it's the long, lonely nights. Maybe I'm just tired of the fight. Back and forth like we're just playing chess. King and queen of recklessness. King and queen of recklessness. King and queen of recklessness.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today, we can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
When it comes to comfort, trust the team that's been keeping the North County homes cozy since 1995. At Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning, they're your hometown pros right here in Templeton. From tune-ups to repairs, remodels to new construction, even duct replacements and attic ventilation, they got you covered. Call your neighbors at 805-434-3741. Templeton Heating and Air Conditioning. Local, trusted, dependable.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
What's up, North County? We're here with Miss Callie Twisselman. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
Thank you for the amazing song.
Oh, I had so much fun.
So that EP, Growing in Grace, will be coming out December 5th.
Yes,
Is
it
that-
came out
is-
on
yeah.
December 5th.
And what are your like favorite songs on that?
My favorite.
I mean, they're probably all your favorite.
Yeah, well, let's see. Well, King and Queen I like because just the peppy kind of mid-tempo fun part
Right.
is one of my favorites. But then I feel like Ghost in My Head and then I Pray are kind of the next two.
I Pray.
I
that's a
Pray,
great,
yeah.
That's a great one.
They kind of tug at the heartstrings.
Tug
type
at mine.
songs.
That totally.
Yeah.
Now, you put out this album. You work with the musicians in the studio to record the album.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going to go on tour. Where do you receive those musicians? Those aren't the studio musicians, right?
No, they're not. They're kind of ones like sometimes they'll change if they're not available. Kind of Nashville musicians do that. They'll like play for different artists. But I kind of found my little group that I like to continue going back to, even though they play for other artists. But
Right.
yeah, I pretty much call them up first and say, hey, I've got some show dates. Can you make it? And if not, then go down the list.
Do you find there's a lot of scheduling conflict?
Not a whole lot. If there is, I kind of have a good little handful that I can make sure I have them ready, but
Right.
not too much as of yet.
You have your favorites.
Yes.
Who are some of your favorites?
Well, Noah Hardin, he played at my Opry debut,
Okay.
so I had to take him there, and he's my lead guitarist.
I like to ask just because I think that giving your people props
Yeah.
is awesome. So who else would you say?
Let's see. Harrison Doyle is a bass player. I've worked with him a couple times, but he's kind of with Noah. They play a lot together. And then MJ, we call him. I'd have to think of his last name. But I've played one show with him, but he's been my favorite drummer, I would say. And Bobby Spittles.
Now, how did you wind up finding? Did your company find these people, or did?
Well, at first, my company, my management had brought together some musicians, and Noah was one of them, and they were all great musicians, but he kind of was the easiest and like most, I don't know, I just liked his personality and his playing's really well, and he kind of helped me find the musicians for the next shows, and kind of a little bit easier than through a company, more personal. And
Right. Because when you're doing that, when you're playing music and you're traveling, now, I don't know if you travel with these people as you go, or if you travel separately or whatever, but you kind of have to have some kind of a camaraderie or friendship where, I'm sure, I guess, if you had to, you could play with people you didn't like.
yeah.
But playing with people that you do like is much better, right?
Oh yes, you have more of you click on stage and
Right.
yeah, more comfortable.
Yeah. Now, I just wanted to get back to this real quick because I'm of faith and I know that you're of faith. Do you find it, is there a lot of people in, say, Nashville or in the business that are of faith?
I would say so. I mean, my management, they're called CTK, named after Christ the King Church. So I thought that was really neat when I started working with them because I knew they're my kind of people, and I feel like I've met a lot of people who are, but then there's also some you wonder, and I don't know, you just kind of have to stick with what you believe, and
Right.
if they like it, they like it. If they don't, then
For me personally, I think that everything that I've been blessed with, the show, and all the things that have happened to me, especially in the last 3 or 4 years, all have to do with the Lord blessing me.
Yeah.
And I think that in a huge factor, that's what's happened to you, is that you've been blessed in so many ways.
I do feel very blessed, and a lot of things happen that you're like, how did that? Oh, I know. Someone's looking out for me.
Right. Somebody was up there checking it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, isn't that awesome? So now, you've toured Europe, right?
I have.
That
a
was
couple
that
times.
when you went? Was that the Jelly Roll thing, or no? It was something different.
No, that was just Canada.
The C2C.
C2C is
yeah,
a
I
big
read about that.
country festival in London, and I
Uh-huh.
played that a couple times. And while I was over there, we did a tour at the same time. This last time, I did one with Willow Avalon, who is an up-and-coming country artist, and kind of went all over. We went to, what was it? Not Ireland, Scotland, which
Okay.
was pretty cool. I really liked that town, and
Did you try
London.
some good beer there?
oh yeah, got to try the beer. and
Yeah, right.
I'm surprised they have really good mac and cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So, what's it like touring over there?
It's amazing. Like every show, the fans are packed in there, and they're really like listening to every word you say, and very loyal because they'll follow you from then on. And
Really?
yeah, on social media and everything, they'll be like, "When you coming back?"
Right? That's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. So we mentioned beer,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a foodie.
A foodie, yes.
Are you a foodie at all?
I do love different foods.
Yeah, me too. Traveling and touring, especially like in Europe, did you find the food to be really good, or what?
Well, mainly just Scotland. London has some okay stuff. We did get a steak last time. I was surprised that I really liked. But they have some different like breakfasts, which I don't know if I love. They like beans with their breakfast.
So mash, right? Bangers and mash.
I think that's
You
one.
ever heard of
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
It's just different stuff that you got to get used to.
I've had some friends that toured all of Europe, and some places they said, nah, it wasn't that good, but then other places they said the food was amazing.
Yeah, the range. Which one?
In Santa Margarita,
Santa Margarita. I don't know.
it's a steakhouse.
I probably
there.
have.
Yeah, really good. One of my favorite places. I just since you're a steak girl,
Yes.
I thought you might have been there. So now, when you're playing someplace like London or Europe, how is that like? How is the traveling there? Are you on train, or how do you get around?
No, that was a difficult thing we had to maneuver around and figure out because we do a lot of trains. And one time I left my guitar on a train.
No.
Yeah, I was thankful because they're very nice people, and they called ahead where it was going to stop, and they got it for me. So I got that, but trains were something I was learning. I haven't ridden on a lot of trains, and I didn't really want to try to rent a car over there because they drive on the opposite side.
Right.
So yeah, I've learned the train schedule now, so that's what we mostly do, other than Ubers.
Now, when you're over doing something like that, how is it like? Is there a back line, or all, like are you guys taking a bunch of gear with you? How does all that work?
No, they pretty much have everything, like a back line and all that. Just take my guitar, and if I have a full band at the time, they'll just bring. Usually there's a drum kit and everything, but
Right.
because most of them are festivals, or I'm playing with another artist who has all that.
Now, do you have the ability to basically ask for what you want as far as that back line goes? Like, you're bringing, I'm bringing 2 guitar players, I'm bringing a keyboard player, I'm bringing, all of you have the ability, like, do you have a favorite amp yourself?
No, not myself. I mean, that
You
would be
just
more
play
of
whatever?
my lead guitarist. Yeah.
Right.
But they'll pretty much ask what we want, and we can suggest.
Oh, that's
But,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wondered about that because it's something that, especially guitar players, are sticklers about what they want to play through, or
Yeah.
how they want to sound, and that playing through what you're used to playing, does in a lot of ways make your sound.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
Yeah.
And then, a lot of them are like, do you have your own sound engineer? Which I don't travel with one, so I got to deal with the one that comes with the, place you're playing. So that is always interesting. It'd be nice to travel with one, but
Now,
that's in the
when
future.
you're here in the States and you're doing shows, do you have your own sound engineer?
I don't. I've usually been, like, I played the Mid-State Fair this year, used the one that they have
Right.
in-house, and I haven't really traveled with my own yet. So.
I'm nowhere near you, but I actually am blessed enough to have my own sound guy.
That would be really nice,
And
yes.
I ran sound all my life from all my bands, and then in the last 6 or 7 years, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's really very nerve-wracking.
Oh, I bet.
Like, do you know anything about it?
I'm just a little here and there. I mean,
You know,
Leave it
I
to
can
them.
run a board and all that, but it's just making sure that everything is perfect, and then dealing with.
Seems stressful.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting ready to go on, do you just like to chill on your own and be by yourself for a little bit, or do you like to socialize and?
Kind of just hanging out, with the band or family before we head on, but kind of, if I was by myself, I might think too much.
Really?
Overthink, yeah. So
I don't know.
I really don't think about it that much, though.
No.
Just kind of.
So, going to that direction, do you ever find yourself like playing with Dolly Parton and opening up for all these big artists and doing everything that you're doing? Do you ever just before you get on stage just be like, ah?
I used to do that a lot, but I feel like I've gotten to the point where I know, like, okay, I'm supposed to be here because they're having me
Right.
play. And I read this thing that said, back to the faith, walk in every room like Jesus sent you there, because
Oh, that's great.
you'll be confident, and you're supposed to be there, obviously, because you're there.
Right, that is a
so I
great
think about that.
analogy. That is
Yeah.
awesome. Because I've always thought of it like, because there was a time when I felt that way.
Yeah.
And then something clicked in me one time and I thought, those people are here for you. You're the reason they're here. So give them what they came for.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
just want to have a good time.
So yeah, but I like your analogy of it.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
your tour in Europe and came back here. Did it seem weird to you to be back home, and how long were you there?
That one wasn't too long, probably like almost 2 weeks,
Yeah.
maybe. It wasn't too weird. I mean, I definitely get kind of exhausted, and I'm like, oh,
Now,
we're
do
back.
you take some time? Do you take some time off when you do something
Yeah,
like that?
just a few days maybe, but
Yeah.
try to get back the jet lag and all the exhaustion. Yeah, the time changes, train traveling. And
Yeah. So Grand Ole Opry.
the Grand Ole Opry was my most recent show,
Right.
and that was like a dream come true for me. I had been wanting to do that pretty much since I moved to Nashville and even before, and I always told my manager about it and just kind of seemed out of reach.
Now, how did that whole thing transpire?
Well, he called me up, my manager Danny, one day and was just like, hey, you want the good news, bad news? Really wasn't any bad news, but I'm like, good news. He goes, you're going to get your Grand Ole Opry debut.
No.
I said, what? And I went and told my mom, and then she started bawling in the other room.
Right.
But I was like, I kind of couldn't take it in because, I don't know, sometimes he'll say things, I'm like, is this real? Are you just fibbing? But no, he's like, we are making it happen. I mean, whoever he talked to, like, they were ready for me finally. So.
Now that whole process of, you get the call that you're going to be on it, and then do you decide what song you play, or do they pick the song for you, or?
I get to decide, and they said you can pick 2 songs, and they approve them, and you got to send all the stems and music to the band because you use the in-house band. And
Right.
yeah, I got to choose the
Now, do
song.
you send them like sheet music and all that, or how does that work?
No, they just wanted the MP3s and then all the individual stems of the songs, and
Oh, okay.
that was it.
So they just kind of learn it by ear, kind of type
I
thing.
guess so. Yeah, they pretty much learn it. My guitarist knows one of them, and he was playing with another artist, and he learned it the day before, like one of the main Opry guitarists. They just learn it like so fast, and I'm amazed at those.
Isn't that crazy?
It is.
Like it takes me, I can learn a song pretty quick, but it takes me a few days. You know?
Yeah,
But
same.
but it's weird now. Let me ask you this: when you write a song, you know, like say I Pray or any of the songs you've written, when you write that song from the start and you start playing it and you're playing it and you're playing it, do you find that, say you go on a tour and you start playing the song on tour, and say, like, what's the longest tour you've been on?
Well, just that 40-date one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say, do these songs, I guess what I'm trying to ask is, do your songs like morph? You know what I mean? Like, if I work on a song long enough, I start singing it a little differently than when I first started.
Yeah, kind of a little bit. I guess you get complacent and you kind of want to give it some color.
Right,
or
right, right.
something.
Now, do you like that? Do you like doing that? Is that
I do. I don't want to change it too much, I guess, for people that listen to it and that's what they want to hear. But
right?
I enjoy it better because you got to sing the same song over and over again.
Now,
the
what do
road.
you think about like rewrites? Like you have a song, and then you kind of want to do something different with it. Have you ever done that, or would you ever consider doing that?
Rewrites have always been kind of difficult to me. Like, I get so stuck with how they are. I mean, I've never recorded it fully in the studio and then went back and rewrote it, but I've done a little bit of that before I took it to the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are always difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like you almost feel like that's your baby, right?
Mm-hmm. You're
Is
like
that how you're thinking of it? Like
kind of
that's my baby. I
stuck
don't
with
wanna,
it the way it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to mess with my baby.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. I can see that. That's definitely one of those things where you go, kind of want to keep that the way it is.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes like whenever I think about playing with musicians that are going to play one of my songs, I want to play a song for somebody and not tell them what to do. Let them play it the way they hear it in their head,
Yeah.
the way they hear their part, kind of embellish.
Yeah.
Does that what you do? Do you allow them to embellish, or do you kind of, well, I kind of want it this way and I kind of want it that way?
No, I'd like to, get other people's thoughts and
Yeah.
might make it even better. So.
I think it brings on more color to a tune.
Mhm.
Because if we as entertainers or musicians write everything in the tune, then it's just coming out in that one color. And not that that's bad, but to have other inputs and other ideas, I think it brings on some color to it,
Yeah.
and it might change it and make it, like you said, might make it
Even
a little
better.
even better.
Things that you couldn't think of yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what are your favorite ways to write songs? Like, do you, I've asked people this a few times. Do you write your songs more as, do they come to you more as a vocal or a melody, or do they come to you as, I'm hearing this rhythm, I'm hearing this?
Mainly I'll get like a melody with a guitar or kind of an idea in my head that I want to write about, and then I play and try to get a melody off of there. But there has been a time where I've been singing in my head and kind of get the melody from singing and then try to put the guitar to it, but it's usually guitar first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's something like that, how do you just kind of present it to whoever in that straight format, but do you have other ideas? Like you go, I got it like this, but then when they start playing it, do you just toss out other ideas that you might have?
Yeah,
as
like
well?
I can, even though I'm just an artist, I feel like there was an artist who isn't even a real person and they're making them go up the charts. I don't really agree with that because it's like, this isn't a real person. It's just someone making money off of that fake artist and song. and you'll never get to go see them in concert or whatever. But I don't like that, but I think it can be great as far as
a tool.
Yeah, using it as a tool in songwriting and
Right.
melodies, but yeah, no fake artists.
You know, I was talking to a friend of mine. I had interviewed him here. He just played Mar-a-Lago for President Trump. He's an amazing bass player. And we were talking about AI, and he was saying how a lot of the studios are going to start moving towards using AI rather than a lot of studio musicians.
Oh, see, that part I feel like it's kind of sad. Like,
I think it is too. I think
Yeah.
it will ultimately take away from that part of the business, and I don't really care for the sterileness of
you don't
AI.
get the life that a real
No.
person brings.
I kind of want, like I was going to ask you about playing with the Grand Ole Opry. Now, mind you, those guys are total pros, of course, but you know, no matter who you are on stage, and I don't care who you are, everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah,
You know, there's going to be chord fretted, and you know what I mean.
yeah.
I like that stuff.
You do, yeah.
I
Adds
like
character.
it. I think it brings reality to the performance, and brings, you know, it brings the real, brings life to it.
Yeah, feeling.
If it's too perfect, nobody wants too perfect, right?
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't think so. So yeah, I wanted to get your opinion on the whole AI thing, because I think it's gonna
It's gonna change things. but-
yeah, I do, and I don't know if it's gonna be for the good.
Yeah, I don't know
Like,
either.
I
So
hope-
new.
I hope that it doesn't. I hope that doesn't happen. But it seems like a lot of people are using it, and like you said, the people that are using it that aren't anyone, it's just some guy in his room
Creating, you know.
creating songs. I mean, now because you can just
Use a singer that's not even.
yeah,
person.
all you got to do is say a lyric, you can say a title, you can say a genre, and it'll make you a song.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy, and I think it takes away from people like yourself.
Yeah,
You work hard, right?
exactly. It's
Yeah,
like we're
totally.
real people.
So what was it like to actually, you know, getting back to the Grand Ole Opry, what was it like to step out on that stage as, you know, like one of your biggest dreams?
Well, I got to go out there and do some sound checking ahead of time, which usually they don't do that. They just put you out there.
Right.
But as a debut artist, they let you. So I was thankful for that, because worried about in-ears and all that. But I was more nervous then when there's nobody in the audience and just rehearsing. And then when I actually got to my performance, it felt so natural and calm. And
You're in your spot, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
where
was
you're
used
supposed
to
to
the
be.
people.
Yeah. Now, were you nervous in the sound check and the starting of it, because you had never played with those musicians before, or what made you feel that way?
I don't think it was because of the musicians. I feel like maybe I was worried a little bit about how the sound was going to be, if I could hear myself. I think it was just nerves that hit me, though. Like, oh my God, I'm playing this
Right.
huge,
Now,
venue.
speaking of in-ears, which is something that musicians use as a monitor system to
Yeah.
hear ourselves, how do you like in-ears? Do you like them, or do you use them a lot? may
I
ask?
use them a lot. There, they had the option with floor monitors as well, so that was nice. I like to kind of have one out, maybe a little bit, so you can hear both. Sometimes it could be all in your head and you don't feel it as much,
Right.
feel the music, but if the levels are done right, I like them.
I've used in-ears twice, and both times it made me feel a little separated from the audience.
Yeah.
Is that how you
I
feel?
feel like that's
sometimes?
why a lot of artists do take one out and
Yeah.
let one in. But
I felt a weird separation.
yeah.
And I like having monitors. I don't really. What about stage volume? Like a low stage volume, or does it
Yeah.
matter to you?
I like a little, like with floor monitors.
Yeah.
I do like to have that.
I like a lower like overall stage volume? Like, are the people that you're playing with, like in Nashville now, a lot of people that I know that I'm playing with lately are using just those. It's just a pedal, and then the pedal goes through just into the monitors. So there's no more amps on stage.
Yeah, that's a lot of them have
Yeah.
pedals.
How do you like that?
I think it's great if it works for them. I mean, it doesn't bother me, so.
So it doesn't seem to make a difference for you?
Not really.
To me, I like it more because the actual stage volume isn't as loud.
Yeah, that's
You know,
probably
the
why.
stage volume is a lot lower,
Exactly.
which I think saves our ears.
Yes,
you
that was a
know.
big thing when I first started out. It was like, oh, my ears. But
Yeah,
After,
well, it's important. I wore ear protection all through my early years, and I have friends now that are having, hearing problems.
yeah.
And I'm like the one guy out of most of all my friends. They're like, you don't have any hearing problems? I'm like, no.
You were smart.
Yeah, I always wore the ear monitors. So, did you cry at all? Like when you, like, I don't know, I would have a really hard time not losing it, stepping out on stage at the Grand Ole Opry, or, it would be like me playing, one of the huge stadiums I would love to play.
Yeah.
I'd just be so enamored by it.
No, the days leading up to it, was like a roller coaster. I'd catch myself all of a sudden getting emotional, and I tried to get it all out beforehand, but I held it in pretty good until the end, the last song, and then it kind of happened, started coming
so you
out.
did?
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then they wanted to talk to me and do.
Good for you.
on
That's
stage,
good though.
but-
That shows that that's how much it meant to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. See, I love that. I love that about you, that you actually cried.
Thank you.
That shows that your heart is truly in it, and it's what you love, and it meant that
Yes.
much to you.
It was very.
Now, when they were talking to you, you were trying to.
Yeah, because they had to do an on-stage thing right after I sang, and I kind of forgot about it. Like, oh my gosh, okay, hold on, I'm crying right now.
Right, I'm clipped. Yeah.
But then it was easy again. But
Now,
yeah.
what are the things that they asked you when you were standing there?
Talked about working with Dolly, and my family was there, and my grandma, having her travel all the way 'cause she's almost 90 years old.
Wow, your grandma's 90.
Yeah, and she made a promise to me that she would come if I ever played the Grand Ole Opry. So she flew, and it hadn't flown in 40 years.
And what's your grandma's name?
Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is a cool story just in itself, right there.
Yeah, so I'll always have those memories and pictures we got to
Right.
take. And
She must have been so proud,
she was, and
and
she
she
said
still is.
my grandpa would have loved to have been there, but he was in spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things where when you have all those people that are so supportive of you.
So fortunate, and I was thinking in my head before the Opry happened, I'm like, if this is all there is, I'm so happy. And then the next day I get the call about the Opry. That was the God moment.
Right.
I'm like, he heard me thinking that I was so grateful for everything I have. And then it's like, okay, here you go.
Are there other musicians, other people that you aspire to work with in the future?
I would love, let's see, there's so many. I always said George Strait, but, nowadays I would say I would love to maybe do some songwriting with Miranda Lambert, or Ella
Oh.
Langley is a new one that
Right.
I've loved her new stuff. And as far as like a collaboration, like a duet, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, either or, yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any guys that you do a duet
Guys.
with?
Well, Riley Green would be pretty cool.
Right.
Or Cody Johnson, he's another
Oh,
rodeo
yeah,
guy.
yeah. I'm doing Rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs. I love that song.
Yeah,
Such a
he's
great
got
tune.
good stuff. I remember watching him in San Luis Obispo before he was ever mainstream artist, and thought he put on such a good show.
Yeah, I like his vocal, and his songwriting is great. I was going through songs of his to do, and I came across Rodeo, and I was like, oh, what's this? And I listened to it a couple times. I'm like, that is a great song.
Yeah.
So speaking of
amazing.
songs, would you care to do another?
I will definitely do another.
Awesome. And what song are you going to do right now?
I'm going to do Ghost in My Head.
All right. Well, when you get up there, would you mind telling everybody about it?
I
and all
will
that?
for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. All right, you guys, check us out on whatsupnorthcounty.com. You can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram there, What's Up North County. You can check out the show here. Also, huge thanks to all of our sponsors. We got Wine Travelers Hideaway, 805 Custom Apparel, Borhone Auto, Paso Robles Trailer and Barn, Airflow Filter Services, Premier Ag, Escalar Wines, MGP Coatings, Kennedy Club Fitness, get your swole on there, Templeton Heating and Air, and Story Termite and Pest Control.
All right, so this song I'm going to do right here is another one off of my current EP, and this one is called Ghost in My Head, and it's one I wrote about a relationship that is no longer and didn't work out, and I feel like you go through this period of time where you just can't get the person out of your head no matter how hard you try, and I feel like a lot of people have probably gone through that, and so this one's for you. You are not alone and not crazy, so this is Ghost in My Head. Give your all and then you took it all back. I thought we were really gonna last. I guess love doesn't work like that for everyone. You had my heart in the palm of your hand. Slowly crushed all of my plans. And just when I think you're gone and in the past, there you are in the back of my mind, in all my lows and all of my highs, like a recurring dream that never ends. I don't know why, 'cause I'm doing fine. I'm moving on and living my life. But tomorrow I know I'll see you again. You'll be dancing around, being the ghost in my head. I guess the memories are never really gone. You just learn to live with them, and you take each day for what God's given. I've had a few loves since you came and gone, but I'm still stuck here holding on to a part of you that I can't seem to shake. There you are in the back of my mind, in all my lows and all of my highs, like a recurring dream that never ends. I don't know why, 'cause I'm doing fine. I'm moving on and living my life. But tomorrow I know I'll see you again. You'll be dancing around, being the ghost in my head. Oh, I need every time I try to be free. There you are in the back of my mind, in all my lows and all of my highs, like a recurring dream that never ends. I don't know why, 'cause I'm doing fine. I'm moving on and living my life. But tomorrow I know I'll see you again. You'll be dancing around, being the ghost in my head. You'll be dancing around, being the ghost in my head.
Hi, I'm Glenn McWilliams.
And I'm Annie.
As sixth-generation farmers, we understand what it takes to keep a ranch, a farm, and a community growing strong.
And that's why we started Premier Ag to bring quality feed, trusted Western wear, and real service to the Central Coast.
From hay delivery across the county to hands-on support for local youth and ag programs, we're proud to give back to the community that raised us.
And when we say from seed to stable, we mean it. We've walked the fields, we've fed the animals, and now we're here to serve families just like yours.
Come visit us at 1041 Paso Robles Street in Paso Robles and experience the difference of a store built by farmers for farmers.
From seed to store, where quality meets country.
Looking for a top quality concrete coating in SLO County? Hi, I'm Matt Gifford with MGP Coatings, your trusted local expert in durable, long-lasting concrete coatings backed by Pentec's limited lifetime warranty. Whether it's residential or commercial, we deliver expert craftsmanship, premium products, and unbeatable customer service. When we say we make concrete great again, we mean it. As a locally owned, community-driven company, we take pride in transforming garages, patios, pool decks, wineries, and even interior spaces into stunning, functional areas. Are you ready to upgrade your space? Give us a call at 805-952-5301. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or visit mattgiffordpainting.com. Join the MGP Coating family today.
My name is Jennifer Borhone Wescombe.
And I'm Haley Wescombe from Borhone Auto Center. Borhone Auto Center is a family-owned and operated GMC.
Sierra, we have the perfect ride for you. Come see us today to experience the Borhone family difference. We are located on the corner of Highway 46 East and Golden Hill Road in Paso Robles.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.
What's up, North County? Hey, we have Miss Callie Twisselman in the studio this evening. We want to thank you so very much for taking the time to come out.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you sounded awesome. Before you go, I wanted to mention you're playing with Dolly Parton September 17th.
Yes,
coming up,
I
26.
am.
Must be exciting.
No, I'm very excited. It's going to be a great
And that's in Las Vegas,
show.
right?
Yes.
So you guys, if you want to check that out, if you're in Las Vegas, check out this show right here. Callie Twisselman and Dolly Parton live in Las Vegas. That's going to be an amazing show. Callie said she was going to hook me up some tickets, so
I'll do my best.
just joking. Hey, we want to thank her so much for coming in. We want to thank her folks for bringing her. Thank you everybody for tuning in tonight. We want to thank all of our sponsors. There they are right there. We have Wine Travelers Hideaway, 805 Custom Apparel, Borhone Auto, Paso Robles Trailer and Barn, Airflow Services, Premier Ag, Escalar Wines, MGP Coatings, Kennedy Club Fitness, Templeton Heating and Air, and Story